Hi guys, it's Carly. Welcome back for another VinyasaGentle flow. So excited to see you and all my friends here. So let's get started on our backs today. Come on to your back. Taking up as much space as you want. So spread the feet wide, arms can spread wide. Allow the feet to drop open, your palms face up. Take up as much space as you want. Seal the eyes here and bring awareness to your breath. Take that full breath, inhale all the way to the top, fill it all the way up. Long breath, exhale, let it all go. Another full breath, inhale, filling it all the way up, expand the rib cage. Long breath, exhale, let it all go. And so staying at home a lot, as we all are doing, has given us a lot of time to think. And that's not such a bad thing. So if you're bored and you don't have anything else to do, maybe a little bit of self-reflection. Thinking about your dharma, your life's purpose. Thinking about what you were doing before that door to our normal lives closed. Were you happy? Were you doing everything you wanted to do? Were you waking up every single morning excited for the day to come, or were you dreading it? And if you're dreading it, there is an opportunity to make some changes here. And so that's what we explore today. And bringing awareness now back to your breath. Take that full breath, inhale all the way to the top, fill it all the way up. And a long breath, exhale, let it all go. Another full breath, inhale, filling it all the way up, expand the rib cage. Long breath, exhale, let it all go. On your inhale, bring the knees into your chest. Wrap the arms around the shins, forehead comes up to the knees. Exhale, lower the knees over to the right side as you twist and gaze over to the left. Simple supine spinal twist. And so if you were waking up every morning dreading the day to come, what changes can you make? If you had all the money and the time and the resources, what would you do with your life? This is an amazing opportunity to do a little self-discovery. See what you would rather be doing. And you can make that happen. You got lots of time right now to figure it out. Dharma is about being happy, loving what you do. You don't have to be a huge CEO. You can be a stay-at-home mom. It's just what makes you happy. On the inhale, bring the knees back through center. Wrap the arms around the shins. Forehead comes up to the knees. On the exhale, lowering the knees over to the left side this time as you twist and gaze over to the right. Simple supine spinal twist. And so instead of thinking of this time as negative and boring and uncomfortable, use this time to your advantage. Think about what you really want to do with your life, because this is all going to end. And we're going to get back to our normal lives, and maybe we can do something even better. On the inhale, bring the knees back through center. Wrap arms around the shins. Forehead comes up to your knees. Exhale, lower, beginning to rock long on your spine, forward and back. As you rock forward, the feet begin to touch. As you rock back, back of the head touches, picking up momentum here. Next time you come forward, come to seated. Pausing here, cross the legs in front of you. Sitting up super tall, hands come to heart center. Pausing here. On the inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, palms touch, gaze goes up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale again, sweep the arms up overhead, palms touch, gaze goes up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Now on your inhale, right hand to the ground next to your right hip, left arm dives up and over the head. Fingertips point toward your right. Take the gaze up to those lifted fingertips or toward the ceiling. Rolling that top shoulder back in space. Open the heart space up toward the ceiling. On your inhale, coming back up through center. Now left hand to the ground next to your left hip. Right arm dives up and over the head. Fingertips point toward the left on your exhale. Gaze to those lifted fingertips. Rolling that top shoulder back in space, open the chest up more to the ceiling. Inhale, come back up through center. Now on the exhale, the right hand to the ground behind the right hip, left hand to the outside of the right knee or thigh, twisting and gazing behind you. So use that leverage you have with the hand against the knee or the thigh, twist even more. You can stay here with the hand planted or tighten the core, sit up tall, and then drape the right arm around the low back, twisting a little bit more. Inhale to unwind, switching sides, left hand to the ground behind that left hip, right hand to the outside of the left knee or thigh, twist and gaze behind you. Staying right here with that left hand planted, or drape the left arm behind your back around the low back, sitting up super tall. Inhale to unwind back through center. Now sweep the arms up overhead, palms touch, gaze goes up. On the exhale, forward fold, walking the hands out in front of you. Reaching the arms long. Take an inhale here. Exhale, walk the hands over to the right side as you fold over that right knee. Inhale, walking the hands back through center. Exhale, walk the hands over toward the left side. Fold over that left knee. Inhale to walk the hands back through center, reaching long toward the top of the mat. And then on your exhale, start to slide the hands back towards your shins, rising back up. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, palms touch, gaze goes up. Exhale, hands through heart center. So switching the crossing of the legs. If right is crossed in front, switch so the left leg is crossed in front. On your inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, palms touch, gaze goes up. Exhale, take your forward fold. Walk the hands out in front of you, reaching toward the top of the mat on the inhale. Exhale, walk the hands toward the right, fold over that right knee. Inhale to walk the hands back through center. Exhale, walk the hands over to the left. Fold over that left knee. Inhale, walk the hands back through center. Reach long toward the top of the mat. On your inhale, begin to rise back up. Sweep the arms up overhead. Palms touch, gaze goes up. Exhale, both hands come down to the ground in front of your shins. Begin to shift the weight forward. Come to tabletop pose, hands and knees. On your inhale, exhale, draw the crown of the head forward, lengthening the spine. Inhale, lift your gaze, drop the belly, send the tailbone high. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, draw the navel in and up. Inhale, lift the gaze, drop the belly, send the tailbone high. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, draw the navel in and up. Take a few more rounds of cat-cow here on your own to the rhythm of your own breath. Connecting your breath to your movements at your own speed. One more cycle of breath here, meeting me back in tabletop pose on your inhale. Exhaling here, take a full breath inhale all the way to the top. On the exhale, tuck the toes, shift the hips up and back. That first downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, sway the hips from side to side. Find any movement that works for you in this first downward facing dog. Bend one knee at a time, root down one heel at a time. You can bend that right knee, shift the hips to the right, gaze under the left shoulder toward the ceiling. Switching sides, straighten right leg, bend left knee, shift hips to the left, gaze under the right shoulder toward the ceiling. Switching back and forth, working it out. One more inhale here, finding stillness now as we make those little adjustments. So first start by spreading all 10 fingers wide, take up space with your hands on the mat, then press the floor away. Send all the weight out of the upper body into the hips and the thighs, sink your heels to the ground even more. Turn those arm bones in so armpits more face the ears, drop the ears past the biceps, chest toward the thighs, gaze between those upper thighs, maybe the navel. On the inhale, soften the knees, the gaze goes forward. Walk your feet all the way up to your hands, toes to the wrists, look up to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. Sweep your arms up overhead, palms touch, gaze goes up, pausing here. So interlace those first 3 fingers. Your index fingers will point straight up. Inhale here, then on the exhale, take a stretch over to the right. Your hips will shift left, rolling the heart space open. That top shoulder rolls back in space. Now on your inhale back through center, exhale, take the stretch over to the left, hips will shift right, roll that top shoulder back. Inhale, come back up through center. On your exhale, release your bind, cactus the arms, lift the chest toward the ceiling. Inhale, reach the arms back up overhead, gaze goes up. Exhale, forward fold, both hands come down. Inhale, look up to lengthen. Exhale, step both feet back, high plank, top of a push-up, pausing here. So first option to modify, lower knees to the ground, uncurl toes, shift shoulders past the wrists, hug those elbows in as you bend them, lower all the way down to the belly. From here, hover the hands, lift the chest up, baby cobra, press the tops of the feet down. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, press yourself up through hands and knees. Exhale, tuck the toes, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So you can pass through baby cobra each time, or there's a couple other options. On your inhale, soften knees, gaze goes forward, step or hop to the top. Toes come to the wrist, look up to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. Sweep the arms up overhead. Palms touch, gaze goes up. Pause here. Interlace all 3 fingers, those first 3 fingers, pointers point straight up on your inhale. Exhale, take your stretch over to the right. Hips go left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, stretch over to the left. Hips go right. Inhale, back through center. Release the bind, cactus the arms. Reach the heart space toward the ceiling. Inhale, arms back up overhead, palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, both hands down. Inhale, look up to lengthen. Exhale, step your feet back, pausing here in high plank. So another option to modify, lower knees to the ground, uncurl toes, bend elbows, lower all the way down to the belly. So this time you can use weight in the hands, press your chest up to a low cobra, straighten the arms all the way to that full cobra pose, stay here, or one step further, press into the tops of the feet, lift the thighs up off the ground, upward facing dog, reach the heart space forward. On your exhale, pass through hands and knees if you need to, tuck the toes, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So lots of options to modify. You can take full chaturanga if you'd like to up dog, or even pressing back to down dog right away to skip it, whatever works for you. On your inhale, soften knees, gaze goes forward, step or hop to the top, toes to the wrists, look up to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, sweep arms up overhead, palms touch, gaze goes up. Interlace those first 3 fingers. On the exhale, stretch over to the right. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, cactus arms, reach the chest high. Inhale, arms back up overhead, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, both hands down. Inhale, look up to lengthen. Exhale, send your feet back, flow through chaturanga. Inhale, roll heart forward, baby cobra, cobra pose or upward facing. Exhale, over toes, downward facing dog. On the inhale, soften knees, gaze goes forward, step or hop to the top. Toes to the wrists, look up to lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time on the inhale, big toes to touch as you squat deep, chair pose. Utkatasana, arms up high, sink those hips down low. So squeeze the knees together here, pull those arm bones back in space, sink a little lower, gaze up on your inhale. Exhale, forward fold, both hands down. Inhale, look up to lengthen. Exhale, send your feet back, flow through chaturanga. Inhale, roll heart forward, lift those thighs, modify as needed. Exhale, over toes, downward facing dog. On your inhale, right leg lifts high in the air. Exhale, step the right foot forward between the palms, back knee comes down to the ground, uncurl toes. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch, gaze goes up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. So sink the hips down a little more. Right knee will start to shift forward a bit, feeling it in front of the left hip. Reach even higher, expand the side body. One more inhale. Exhale, interlace fingers behind the back. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, take your hover over the front knee. So just to hover here, your gaze is forward. Squeeze shoulder blades, squeeze the core. Straighten your arms to send that one big fist all the way back. Inhale, rise back up, release your bind, arms up high, gaze goes up. On your exhale, both hands come down to the ground to frame the front foot, but pause here. Now on your inhale, start to straighten that front leg. As you do that, the hips will shift back to hover over your back heel. Flex your front foot, and then on your exhale, bow the chest into that front straight leg. This is Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. So that front knee might need to be a little bit bent, and that's okay. You're just going to your edge, that comfortable discomfort. Inhale, begin to shift back forward into that low lunge. Both hands frame the front foot. On your exhale, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee up, send your right foot back. Flow through chaturanga. Inhale, roll heart forward, lift those thighs, modify here if needed. Exhale, over toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high in the air. Exhale, step your left foot forward between the palms, back knee to the ground, uncurl toes. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch, gaze goes up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. So sink those hips a little bit more here. Left knee starts to shift forward, reach even higher, expand that side body, gaze up, one more inhale. Exhale, interlace fingers behind the back. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, take your hover over the front knee. So just a hover here, gaze forward, send that one big fist as you squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze the core. Inhale to rise back up, release the bind, arms up high, gaze goes up. Exhale, both hands come down to the ground, frame the front foot, but pause here. Now on your inhale, begin to straighten that front leg. As you do that, the hips will shift back to hover over the back heel. Flex your front foot, and then on the exhale, bow the chest in towards your front straight leg, nose to knee, chest to thigh. So just to your edge here, that front leg might need to be super bent, and that is okay. Just to that comfortable discomfort. Inhale to begin to shift back forward through that low lunge. Both hands down to frame the front foot. On your exhale, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee up, send the left foot back, flow through chaturanga. Inhale, roll heart forward, baby cobra, cobra pose or upward facing. Exhale, over the toes, downward facing dog. Take that full breath, inhale here all the way to the top. Long breath, exhale, let it all go. Lower knees to the ground, uncurl toes. Sit your hips back to your heels. Find child's pose here for just a few breaths. So child's pose is your resting pose. Come back here anytime you need a break. Rejoin us anytime you're ready. Catch your breath. Take that full breath, inhale all the way to the top. Fill it all the way up. Long breath, exhale, let it all go. On your inhale, extend fingertips to the top of the mat. Allow your elbows to lift. Exhale, slide the hands back towards your shoulders. Rise back up, hands and knees, tabletop pose on your inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes, shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high in the air. Exhale, step that right foot forward between the palms. This time, blade of the back foot comes in and down as you rise up to warrior one. Arms up high, sink deep into that front knee. So shoulders are stacked over the hips here. Sink a little bit lower, strong through that back leg. Squaring off toward the front of the room. On your exhale, interlace fingers behind the back. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, take your hover over the front knee. Just a hover here though, gaze stays forward. Send that one big fist back. Inhale to rise back up. Keep the bind this time. So keep that bind behind your back. Straighten the front leg on the exhale. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bow it forward. Nose to knee, chest to thigh in pyramid pose. So again, that front knee might need to be bent, and that's perfectly okay. You can step your back foot forward a little bit if you need to adjust. And then that one big fist can start to fall away from the low back, feeling more sensation through the shoulders, the head and the neck release here. Inhale to rise back up, but keep your bind. Keep that front leg straight. Pivot all 10 toes to face the left side of your mat. Keeping your bind. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bow it forward, nice and slow. Allow that one big fist to fall away from the low back. So ultimately you want the crown of the head to touch the ground. Not always possible, but if it's super far away, spread your feet wider and bend the knees as much as you need to. That'll help you get it closer, or at least point it straight down. One more inhale here. Exhale to stay. On your inhale, rise back up. Releasing that bind, arms come to a T. On your exhale, pivot right toes forward and reach long with your right fingertips. Bring it all the way forward for length first, then right hand down, left arm lifts. Gaze goes up, triangle pose. So the right hand to the top of the foot, top of the shin, ground outside the foot, wherever works for you. And then press hips forward as you roll the heart space open. Inhale to rise back up. Keep your front leg straight. Flip the palms, take it back, reverse that triangle. Long through the side body, fingertips all the way to the toes. Exhale, coming back up through center. Bend the front knee in warrior two. So sink into that front knee. Track the front knee toward the right side, that right pinky toe. Reach those arms so long. Gaze over the front fingertips. On your inhale, flip the palms, take it back, reverse the warrior. Exhale, both hands come down to the ground, but on the inside of your right foot. Find your lizard pose, back heel spins high. So you can modify here by lowering the back knee down and staying up on your palms. You can intensify by keeping that back knee lifted and come down onto the forearms. Whatever works for you, any combination works. Whatever you do, you just want to roll the heart space forward. So you're not rounding into the top shoulder and the shoulders rounding forward. You want to reach the heart space forward. Squeeze the right knee in toward the right shoulder. On your inhale, coming back up onto the palms. If you're on the forearms, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee up. Framing the front foot with your hands, sweep the right arm open, twisted dragonfly. Gaze goes up on the inhale. So reaching that right arm back, tighten the back leg. Fight the floor away with the left hand. Find a little more space here. One more inhale. Exhale, right hand comes back down. Send your right foot back and flow through chaturanga. Inhale, roll heart forward. Baby cobra, cobra pose or upward facing. Exhale, over toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high in the air. Exhale, step that left foot forward between the palms. Blade of the back foot in and down. Rise up, warrior one. Arms up high. Sink deep into that front knee. Tighten up the back leg. Sink a little lower. Reaching super high. Gaze goes up. One more inhale. Exhale, interlace fingers behind the back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, take your hover over the front knee. Just a hover here. Gaze goes forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Send that one big fist back. Inhale to rise back up, but keep your bind this time. On your exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, bow it forward. Nose to knee, chest to thigh, pyramid pose. So you might need to pull that back foot in a little bit. The front knee might need to be bent a little more. That's okay. Bow the nose in toward the knee, chest to thigh. The one big fist can fall away from the low back. Feel a little more in the shoulders here. Head and neck release. Inhale to rise back up. Keep your bind, keep that front leg straight. On your exhale, pivot all 10 toes to face the right side of your mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bow it forward, forward fold. So crown of the head to touch the ground or point straight down. If you're super far away, no worries, just spread the feet wider, bend the knees as much as you need to so you can get a little closer. That one big fist can start to fall away from the low back so you feel more in the shoulders. Inhale to rise back up. Now release that bind. Arms come to a T. Exhale, pivot left toes to the front of the room. Reach long. Reach the left fingertips all the way forward. Then left hand comes down. Right arm dives straight up. Triangle pose. Press those hips forward. Roll the top shoulder back in space. Make it feel like your back is pressed up against a straight wall behind you. Inhale to rise back up. Keep that front leg straight. Flip the palms, take it back, reverse the triangle. Long through the side body. Exhale, coming back up through center. Bend into the front knee. Warrior two. Gaze over those front fingertips. So just track the left knee toward the left pinky toe. Super strong in the back leg. And the arms are super strong in both directions. Inhale, flip the palms, take it back, reverse your warrior. Long through the side body, sink a little deeper here. Exhale, both hands come down to the ground on the inside of that left foot. Back heel spins high for lizard pose. So modify as needed. You can lower the back knee down, stay up on the palms. You can keep that back knee lifted, come down onto the forearms. Just make sure you're rolling the heart space forward, gaze forward here. Squeeze the left knee in toward the left shoulder. Inhale, come back up onto the palms. If you're down on the forearms, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee up, frame the front foot with your hands, then sweep the left arm out to the side, up high, reach long, gaze up, twisted dragonfly. Tightening up the back leg, fight the floor away with the right hand this time, sweeping your left arm back a little bit more, creating more space here just to that edge. One more inhale. Exhale, left hand comes back down. Send your left foot back and flow through your very last chaturanga. Inhale, roll heart forward. Baby cobra, cobra pose or upward facing. Exhale, over toes, downward facing dog. Take that full breath, inhale all the way to the top. Fill it all the way up. Long breath, exhale, let it all go. Lowering the knees down to the ground, uncurl the toes. Sit your hips back to your heels. Find child's pose here for a few breaths. And so exploring that life purpose, that dharma, it's not always easy. It's usually found past the comfort zone. But that's what yoga is all about, teaching us how to get past our comfort zone. We come in here, we explore these postures. Some of them are not so easy, right? But we practice. We let ourselves get out of that comfort zone here so that we can maybe do it on the outside of these doors. What would you do if you had all the money and the time and the resources, whatever you needed? What would you do in your life? That is your dharma. That is that life purpose. And we have all the time to think about it right now. So explore that this week. What would you like to do? Are you happy where you are? Or do you need to make a change? On the inhale, extend fingertips to the top of the mat. Allow elbows to lift. Exhale, slide hands back towards your shoulders as you rise up through hands and knees, tabletop pose. Inhale here. Exhale, swing the legs around in front of you. Come to seated with the legs long in front. Bringing the legs together. Flex the feet, toes point straight up to the ceiling. Inhale, sit up super tall for length. Exhale, bow it forward. Forward fold. Reach for the outsides of the feet. So if you're not able to reach the feet, just bend the knees as much as you need to until you can. Use the grip on the feet to pull the chest down toward the thighs. Inhale to rise back up, shoulders stack over the hips. Now bending the knees, soles of the feet to the ground, hands behind the back. Lower yourself all the way down to the back. Keeping the knees bent, slide the heels in toward the hips as close as they come, so that when your arms are long in front of you, you can touch the back of the heels with your fingertips. Setting up for bridge pose here. Inhale, press into the feet. Slowly lift the hips up one vertebrae at a time. Low, middle, upper back, lift up high. You can interlace the fingers underneath the hips. Press that one big fist down to the ground. That'll help you lift hips higher. Engage the quads, engage the glutes. That'll help you lift higher. Maybe the chest starts to lift toward the chin. You can transition into full wheel from here. Just because it's gentle doesn't mean you can't play. So hands come behind the shoulders, right next to the ears. Use the feet to press up. And then once you're in that full wheel, you're working to straighten the legs to send the chest out the back of the room. One more inhale here. If you're in wheel, tuck the chin first, bridges lowering all the way back down to the ground. Once your hips reconnect, bring the feet as wide as your mat, keeping the knees bent, knock the knees together. Begin to windshield wiper the legs back and forth, resetting. On the inhale, knees come back through center. Exhaling here. Inhale, lift the legs up high in the air. Soles of the feet stamp the ceiling. You can stay right here in candlestick, sitting on top of your hands, or take it one step further. Pick up some momentum to lift the hips up high. Once the hips are up high, catch the low back with your hands. Elbows will be on the ground. Start to walk the elbows toward each other so they point more forward. And then from here, walk the hands down the back so you're holding yourself at that lowest rib. That'll help you get the hips more stacked over the shoulders. Legs are long, toes point straight up to the ceiling. Shoulder stand. So you can stay here in shoulder stand or take it one step further, keeping the legs long. Begin to lower the toes over your face. The toes come all the way down to touch the ground behind your head. If they don't touch, then keep your hands at the low back to support. If they do touch, you can release the hands from the low back and maybe create that one big fist behind you, pressing that one big fist down toward the ground. Staying here in plow posture, halasana, or one step further, bend the knees. Insides of the knees attached to the outsides of the ears, here in this ear pressure posture. One more inhale here. From ear pressure, straighten the legs back out to plow. Bring the hands to connect to the low back to support. Lift the straight legs over your head just a bit, and then start to lower the hips all the way down toward the ground. Once the hips reconnect, then lower the legs all the way back long in front of you. Arms come long to your sides. From here, bringing the arms and legs super close together, zip them up. You're even sitting a little bit on the tops of your hands, maybe the first finger and the thumb. Pressing into the elbows, prop yourself up like you're gonna look forward. So prop up your chest to look forward. Once you're propped up, allow the head to drop back. So the crown of the head points toward the ceiling. You ultimately want the crown of the head to touch the ground. If it's not, shift those elbows forward and the crown of the head will touch. Work is not done yet. Now press into the elbows to expand the chest toward the ceiling. This is Matsyasana, fish pose. Counterposing that shoulder stand. On your inhale, lift the head back through center. Take a look at your toes, and then exhale, lower all the way down to your back. Inhale to bring the knees into the chest. Catch the outsides of your feet with your hands. Draw the knees in toward the armpits. Soles of the feet face the ceiling. Elbows on the insides of the knees to happy baby. So lots of options here. You can stay perfectly still, rock side to side, straighten one leg at a time, straighten both legs at the same time, whatever works for you. On the exhale, releasing the feet, bring the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the shins, forehead comes up to the knees on your inhale. Exhale, lower knees over to the right side. As you twist and gaze over to the left, simple supine spinal twist. So option to stay here in this simple twist, or you can take it one step further, crossing the left thigh around the right. Twist the legs together like eagle posture. Arms to a T, gaze to your left. Inhale to bring the knees back through center, uncrossing the legs. If you have them crossed, bring the knees into the chest, wrap arms around the shins, forehead comes up to the knees. Exhale, lower knees over to the left side. As you twist and gaze over to the right in a simple supine spinal twist. Option to cross the legs together in twisted root, right thigh crosses around the left, arms to a T, gaze to the right. On the inhale, bring the knees back through center, uncrossing the legs, bring the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins, forehead comes up to the knees, hugging it in so very tightly here. One last time, take that full breath inhale here all the way to the top, fill it all the way up. Now a long breath exhale, let it all go. Extend the legs long in front of you, arms come long to your sides. Take up as much space as you want here and at home. Let the feet drop open, arms or palms face up, sealing the eyes. Come back to that simple breath and take rest. These guys are gonna take their Shavasana. You enjoy as long as you want at home, and we'll see you here real soon. Thank you so much. Namaste.